Alright.
We're playing broccoli today.
Hey everyone, this is Andrew and Matt from Team KD. Today I'm going to be profiling one of my favorite decks in the entire game of Dragon Ball Super card game.
It's broccoli?
Yep, broccoli, my favorite vegetable. Just kidding.
Ew. I love broccoli. What are you talking about? I'm weird.
So this is Broly. If you don't know what this card is, this is a really old card. This came in set 1.
Pretty
when the
good.
game first came out, this was like one of the I think I heard like this and Beers were like the two best decks in the game. This deck kind of just doesn't see much play now, but with the new card we got in the Ultimate Box, it kind of revived it a little bit. You know, I mean, it kind of kept up to speed.
Yeah, they need an extra card, and they knew it.
Yeah, like the new Broly is gonna be, it'll be all right. We'll see what we can do with it, but for now, this is the one we can play with.
Yeah.
So front side is permanent. Is this card cannot tap battle cards. That makes like sound like a downside to the card, but on the weakened side, I'll show you what else it does. That kind of helps it for that permanent.
I think we know what it does. It just
Yeah,
you can't attack battle cards.
Mm-hmm.
When it attacks, your opponent discards a card. You both do.
Yeah, so like his autos when this card attacks a leader card or any card.
It can only attack leader.
Each player discards one card, and you awaken at 4 life. Flip this card over, draw 2 cards. Mm-hmm. On the awakened side, he still has the same permanent. However, on this side, whenever he attacks, you draw a card. Each player discards 1 card, and each player sends 1 battle card from their battle area to the drop area. So this is really good at having board control and managing your opponent's hand. So it's kind of like this deck revolves around like hand destruction and
it's just hand destruction deck.
Yeah.
Especially with the black cards, like you can just keep adding on to hand destruction
with your mirrors and
and then the new card for Brawly just got made a lot better.
Mm-hmm. So that's the leader. I'll move on to the main deck. So starting off,
if you like it, you got to put a ring on it.
Yep. You play 4 Broly's ring. This is the staple in the deck. You have to play 4 of it. You place this card in the battle area to field the card, and when this card is in the field area, your hand isn't affected by your leader card's Broly skill. So when you have ring out and Broly out, whenever you swing with Broly, your hand you don't discard a card. But on the awakened side, it doesn't prevent you from removing cards from your battle area. Only stops your hand from going down. So your board is still affected, but your hand isn't. So that's your staple 4 of the deck. Up next with the Broly lineup. For the 1-drop Broly, when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 Broly you find up there and add it to your hand. Just to search for the deck. Next up, you play 3 Endless Evolution Broly.
That's a nice judge promo.
Oh yeah, that's so shiny. So this card is good because when you evolve this card instead of Broly from your hand with a different name, the evolve cost is reduced by 2. So it makes it to where your 5-drop and your 6-drop come up faster in the game. And when you play this card from your hand, your opponent chooses one of the battle cards and KOs it. So they're forced to choose a card they have to give up for. And this is good for clearing out any like problematic cards. So that's why your leader helps out too, because if they're swinging leader, they're forced to send something. That you play this right after. So that if they have 2 cards on the field, they're pretty much nuked at that point. That's good for that. Then for other Broly cards, 4 of the new Ultimate Box card, Deathless Warrior Broly. I love this card a lot. This is like by far I think one of the best Broly cards I've ever seen. So it evolves for 3, and your permanent is when you evolve this card into a Broly with a different name from your hand, the evolve cost is reduced by 2, same as other old promo Broly. So when you play this card, if your leader card is a Broly, your opponent either chooses one of the battle cards and KOs it. If they don't KO a battle card this way, they're forced to discard 2 cards from their hand. So this is actually gets over barrier. So they can choose to either discard 2 cards from their hand, or they're forced to either pop something. And if they say, okay, I choose card a barrier, they can't kill it. And the card's ruling is if they can't kill it, they're forced to drop 2 cards from their hand. So this card's just really good at playing an early game, so you already have your opponent's hand size going down. And the fact that it's just another target to evolve on, that makes the costing down by 2 is really great. So yeah, you play 4 of these. It's another staple for it. Then I'm only playing 3 Bio Broly, or it's called Swamp Thing. Early game it's alright, but I think the better card to go into, in my personal opinion, it's pretty much your game ender. Broly the Rampaging Horror.
He always, for me, it feels like he's like BLS and Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know why.
Yeah, if you see him, they're just like, okay, Wilders, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a win condition.
Yeah.
You only drop it really when you're just like already ahead.
Mm-hmm. So the difference between these two is that this one evolves for 5, and this one evolves for 4. And they both have the same effects. When you play this card, your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. So late game, this card is just amazing. And since the new promos let you evolve for 2 less, you're dropping this like turn, I'd say like 3 or 4. This you drop turn 2.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm on turn 2 because that's So, but pretty much playing these cards earlier, so I have to wait like turn 5 or turn 6 to play these cards. You know what I mean? You're playing it so much earlier now, so you can drop these pretty early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And now since like the new promo came out, the Deathless Warrior Brawler, you're able to play 4 of this now. Instead of like back then the amount was to play 3 because you don't want to see too much and brick on it. Same thing with the Bio Brawler, you don't want to see it that much, so you only play like 3. But since the new promo lets you evolve quicker, this is safe. I guess it's safe now to play the 4 to the 3. And that's it for your Broly lineup. Other green cards in the deck. For Newfound Power Son Gohan. This is just a generic green 1-drop. When it attacks...
Kaba 2.0?
Yeah, it's Kaba 2.0. Attack, take a life against 1,000 and crit. Helps yourself awaken in the deck. So it's just, pretty generic card for green.
Just so you don't get stuck.
Mm-hmm. Next for Reggie's, I'm only playing 2 Kaba. I'll explain that why. But you're also playing 4 Caulifla.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I'm only playing 2 Kaba is because during like late game, this Kaba can like kind of become dead. Because if you have let's say you have like Cauliflas in deck and you have Kabas in deck, you're pretty much gonna be hurting yourself if you play the Kaba. I understand that they reduce the cost of the Kale in your hand. But in this deck, you're playing already so much removal in the deck. You're playing the Deathless Warrior Broly, you're playing the Leader card.
Yeah, you have one like every turn, so...
Literally have removal every single turn.
Yeah,
so playing Kill isn't much of a necessity, and plus Kill doesn't even say play the meta right now.
Not much.
Yeah, nothing much. So you're pretty much fine with the 2-4 lineup.
You don't really need Kabas that much either. It's just there to run it a little bit faster.
Yeah, like if you don't see your Khalifa like by turn 2, you just play the Kaba and get the Khalifa out. Yeah, pretty much the same effect. When you play this card, like the top 3 cards of your deck, add Khalifa to your hand or play it. And when you play her, your battle area isn't affected by your leader's skill, so your cards don't die by your effects, and they can't leave the battle area by own effects. So this is good because since Broly likes to wipe out cards from your battle area, if you have Broly on your board, you're not forced to send anything from battle area to the drop area. So when this card came out, this was like, I think this is like the best. This is the card.
It's the saving grace.
Yeah, the saving grace, literally, because you don't have to be like, okay, well, my only card is this card. Well, goodbye to that one. So this card is just amazing, and that's definitely a staple for the deck. Those are the veggies. Up next, play 3 Cowboy Key Master. This is like a free Han for the deck. Yeah. Auto at the end of the battle, if you come with this card, you play in a rest mode. Just so if you don't have your Khalifa out and you have to kill something, you have your Cowboy, just attack with it. Swing with your Broly. This goes away, so not affecting yourself that much in the deck. So this is just good for that.
It's also just another card. Like if you didn't have Ring, like you could just discard it. It's just filler.
Yeah, it's pretty much energy.
Good.
Yeah, it's just
it's just good. It's just a well-rounded card.
Yeah. And then for your super combo for the deck, you're playing 4 Trunks. Simple, 4 or less life. Draw a card, gets 10,000 combo power. So
not much to say.
Yeah, just a super combo. Then for the black cards, playing Dark Temptation Toa. This card, let me tell you. So it's Overwhelm for 3. Auto, when you play this card using Overwhelm, if your leader card is green or yellow, it gains 5,000 power, and your opponent is forced to drop a card from their hand. So this card already just makes the deck better because now your leader is bigger with 5,000 more power, so you're swinging for 20. Your opponent is discarding a card and sends them from the battle area to the drop area. Put this on top of it, that's another 2 cards out of their hand. And this is just like this is like a better version of Mirror.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, which you're playing 2 in the deck. I would probably consider maybe bumping up to 3 or 4, but I'm testing right now to see what I like more. If I like the 4 Toas and the 2 Mirrors. But right now, I guess the Toa is just doing like perfectly fine. And the Mirror is just kind of, you know,
it's just a mirror but better. Like,
yeah, it's just a better mirror.
Is.
It's literally the same exact card except when you play this Overwhelm, like
you gain 5k.
Yeah, you gain 5k.
So that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And those are the black cards for the deck. And then for the last 4 cards of the deck, you're playing your 4 negate, full power energy.
Cool.
Just generic negate. Gets rid of 1-drops, their trunks, their kabas, you know, anything like early game. Like if gets rid of Bardock too. If your opponent decides to, you know, it's not like, you know, playing carefully and decides to swing Bardock, you can just kill the Bardock, so they won't be able to swap it to the Goten. Or if they swing their leader and then the Bardock, they're just chilling there.
It just gets rid of like the 1-drops. It's a good green negate that just gets rid of the 1-drops. I mean, it could be better, but it's a solid negate.
Yeah, like, you know, Time's Judgment, you know, I wouldn't play it. I guess it's more like centered towards the black decks and all that.
Yeah.
But,
you're usually like going through your deck pretty quick. You don't need more things to do that.
So 4 full power energy. So, yep. Put this over there.
We had to stop the video to get this 1 card back.
Yep.
This is what happened. In Dragon Ball Heroes.
This is the leader card.
This is the leader card.
So yeah, that was the deck.
It's a pretty good deck.
Pretty good deck. This is by far, I think, one of the this is the deck that brought me into the game. Because this is my favorite character, the entire Dragon Ball series and like show and all that. This is my favorite character. And when I heard this deck was in the game, I immediately jumped on it.
It was really good set 1. Like
yes.
it was just smacking people.
It really was.
Set 1 was the funnest set. It's like built for Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly.
It was kind of slow. Like new players got into it. It wasn't that hard to get into. You know. But yeah, this is my favorite deck, and you know, love it. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see any changes to the deck, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. If you want to see a match, we'll definitely shoot that too. And yeah, if you have any questions about the deck, what you'd like to see changed, questions about cards I play and all that, make sure you leave them in the description so we can try and see what we can do with the deck and all that. And yep, thanks for watching. This is Team KD, and we're out.
All right. Bye.